friends, and welcome to DC TV Talk, and in this video we are going to be discussing the recent crossover teaser that was released officially by the CW, so let's discuss. Before we jump into that though, I would like to just apologise for no videos over the past couple of days. I was quite ill, so I wasn't actually able to garner up the energy to actually make a video. And in regards to this video, I apologise for my voice if it's a bit different, if it's a bit weird, if I've got like a bit of a lisp sort of going on. It's because I've got a massive ulcer on my tongue. It's incredibly painful when I speak or eat or drink or swallow or do anything in regards to my mouth. The fact I'm actually talking right now is almost making my eyes water, so I do apologise for my voice in this video, but I'm going to try and battle through as we discuss this news. So the CW released this official photo for the crossover. Now you may think this looks familiar, and it does. This is the same photo that was used at the... It was basically the post that was used at the CW upfront a few months ago that Stephen Amell presented in front of. We never really got a high-res image of it before, but this is it officially. A few things have been changed though, like this has actually got Barry's new suit from The Flash Season 5, whereas the old poster had his Season 4 suit. This is his actual Season 5 suit. So this could argue, you could actually argue that, this means that Barry is obviously getting his new suit, which we knew anyway, but Oliver and Kara are getting no new suits next season. You could take that as confirmation. Personally, I feel like Oliver could get a new suit in Season 7 just due to the whole prison thing. I feel like, he may get a new suit without the hood and the mask. I think that'd be pretty cool. If you've ever played the video game Injustice 2, I feel like something along those lines would be awesome for Arrow Season 7. And this, obviously, they don't want to spoil that yet, because they don't want to spoil when Oliver's getting out of prison. Even though we all know he'll be out by the crossover, we don't really want to spoil that yet. So I feel like, Oliver may get a new suit. He may not. He may stick with that suit, but... obviously it is cool to see Barry in his new suit. It is another new look at it, and it does look pretty cool. The helmet's a bit weird in this photo as well. It seems like the helmet just needs to strike a balance. Like sometimes in some photos it looks good, other photos it doesn't look too great. This one's not the greatest, but what can you do? But there is some cool stuff to notice. Obviously you can see the Batwoman or the bat signal in the background, which is really cool. And I think it's just an awesome poster overall. I think it's really cool. I mean, I will say that photo of Oliver is actually a reused shot from the Invasion crossover poster. I don't know if you remember that, but that is actually a reused photo. But the one for Barry and Kara, I believe, are both new. The Barry one's definitely new. I'm not sure about Kara, though. But we do see, most importantly about all of this, is the official dates and also a detail about how many nights this is going to be running. So just to clear something up, I mean, I've mentioned this on the podcast, I've also mentioned this on a few videos before, but this is going to be a 3-night crossover, not a 2-night, not a 4-night, this is a 3-night crossover, so this does mean that Legends of Tomorrow is not a part of the crossover. Now, we did know this coming out of Comic-Con. We knew that Legends of Tomorrow, in terms of its episode, is not going to be in the crossover, and also in terms of its characters. The Legends are not going to be in this crossover at all. Which, I mean, I've discussed this on the podcast with Dan loads of times, that this is just a missed opportunity. Like, I understand that obviously Legends, it's doing its own thing, and obviously it just didn't have time to do the crossover this year. But I think it would have been really cool to see a character like John Constantine show up in the crossover. I just think, it would have been a really cool, like idea, just something we would have loved to have seen. Obviously, he does know Oliver, so it would have been cool to see him and Oliver kind of rekindle. But, oh well, what can we do? So none of the Legends are going to be showing up in this crossover, and also, obviously, their episode is not going to be taking part. So it's not a 4-episode crossover, it's a 3-episode crossover with The Flash, Arrow, and Supergirl. And we do also have the dates, and this is quite interesting because a lot of the shows have swapped around. So it's going to be kicking off on Sunday, December the 9th, with The Flash. So The Flash is actually moving to Sunday for this one night. Obviously, the CW have now opened up the Sunday night slot, and The Flash is going to be taking that Sunday night slot for this 1 week. So it's going to be kicking off with The Flash, which I think is quite interesting. I think it's a very smart move, though, to start off the crossover with The Flash, because The Flash is the most popular show on the CW, I believe, in terms of its ratings. It's the one that sort of ranks the best, and it is obviously the most popular of the Arrowverse as well. So in order to get the most fans watching, and also to get them excited for the crossover, it would make a lot of sense to start it on The Flash. I'm surprised they've never done that before. But yeah, it will be kicking off on Sunday, December the 9th with The Flash, and I think that's definitely a good decision. A unique one, but definitely one I want to see get implemented. It's quite a good idea overall. It will then continue the next night on Monday, December the 10th with Arrow, and this is Arrow's new night. Arrow is going to be on Mondays with Legends. It's going to be Monday, it's going to be the 8 o'clock time slot, I believe, for Arrow, and then the 9 o'clock time slot for Legends. So this is going to be Arrow's regular slot, 8 p.m. on Mondays. So yeah, this is basically normal, I guess you could say. I mean, it's not, obviously, we haven't experienced Arrow this early on in the week. It's normally either been Wednesday or Thursday, but it has been moved to Monday for Season 7, which, I've discussed this before. I think that's a good move for Arrow. Arrow, given its ratings. And again, this should boost the ratings quite a bit. You know, if the Flash kicks it off, we can go straight into Arrow, and it will do that. Like, I believe, you know, the crossovers always tend to be the highest rated episodes anyway, but it's still good to get those ratings boosted, so it'll be cool to see that happen, and I'm definitely interested to see where Arrow's going to fit into it, especially because it seems like Arrow's going to be quite involved in the crossover this year, so I'm definitely excited about that. So Arrow is going to be Monday, December the 10th, and that is going to be the Arrow episode for episode 2 of the crossover. And the crossover will be concluding with Supergirl, which will be taking place on Tuesday, December the 11th, and that is going to be Supergirl on Tuesday. So basically the Flash and Supergirl have swapped slots. So obviously when we go into next season, we'll have Supergirl Season 4 on Sundays and the Flash Season 5 on Tuesdays, but they've swapped Supergirl and the Flash around for this week only. I do find that strange because, you know, it just seems weird to swap the two shows. Why wouldn't you just keep it the same? But as I said earlier, obviously they want to get the crossover off with a good boost, and the Flash is the best one to boost it off of. And obviously Supergirl, kind of one of the, you know, ones that people are less kind of excited about, can kind of ride it out at the end, you know. It just kind of makes sense in terms of that, and I'm not too bothered about that. I think that's fine. I don't mind them swapping around. You know, they swapped around the crossovers last year, like I believe it was Arrow and Legends swapped over, so, you know, you can do that again, it's fine. You know, it's just for 1 week, so again, the Flash will be kicking it off, moving into Arrow, and then finishing off with Supergirl, and I think that's definitely a good choice going forward. And a final thing to clear up that some people are still not completely clear on, the crossover will be episode 9 this year, not episode 8. So it's always been episode 8 ever since they've started doing crossovers, but this year it's going to be episode 9. So basically episode 8 is going to be the mid-season finales for all the shows, and that's mainly because the Flash's mid-season finale is going to be its 100th episode at the same time, so they kind of wanted to take it away from the crossover and keep it separate, which is understandable. So we're going to have all the shows mid-season finales in episode 8, and then we're going to have episode 9 being the crossover. I actually think this works better. I always found it quite weird how, you know, you'd have episode 8 be the crossover, and then you have the mid-season finale, and then it would kind of wrap up all the storylines of the shows for the mid-season. I always find that really strange. I think it actually works a lot better if you wrap it all up and then we have the crossovers, like, because it is a separate standalone thing, really. I think, you know, even though this is the Arrowverse and it's all connected, I think you can really watch the crossovers as standalone, because they don't really take any storylines from either of the shows. I mean, obviously they take mini character interactions and stuff, but they don't take any major storylines. I think the Invasion crossover kind of had Flashpoint in it, but if you didn't know about Flashpoint, you could still say, oh well, aliens are invading the Earth. You know, it doesn't really make a difference, you know, in the grand scheme of things. So I feel like taking this and moving it to episode 9 is actually a good choice, and I actually prefer it. I think it's better and it makes more sense in my head. So yeah, it will be on episode 9 this year. The crossover is episode 9. But what do you guys think about all this crossover news? Make sure you let me know all your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. Are you happy about the time scheduling? Do you like the week scheduling? And also, what do you think about all the new nights and things like that? Make sure you let me know all your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like. It'll help me out a lot. And share this video with anyone and everyone you know who loves DC TV and get them to join the community. And as always guys, please subscribe for your latest content on Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow and Black Lightning. And with all that said guys, I hope to see you again in my next video.